All right, for this video, we're just going to just have a kind of a quick process of maybe how a new animation is made, and then we're going to actually test it out in the Mesh2Motion app with the import feature. So usually the first thing I do whenever I want to make a new animation is I'll copy one that might be kind of similar. Uh, for this one, maybe I'm not going to spend a ton of time teaching all the animation tools with this one, but we'll just kind of go through the process. So I'll just take one and copy it. And then what I do is I rename it to usually what I want it to be. So we'll just call this one dance. Open it up in Blender. Uh, the first thing I usually do with this is, actually, let's turn so you can see what keys I'm pressing. There, we'll do that. Um, Make it run pose mode. Uh, so I'll hit the when I'm in here, and if I click A, it'll select everything, and then uh, usually what I'll do, I'll probably just reset it back to its original pose. Uh, and usually to do that, the first thing I do is select everything. You'll see these keyframes show up in the action editor. I hit X. And you'll notice even though I deleted all the frames, nothing actually changed with this. Uh, it doesn't, the way the Blender animation things work, it's not going to reset back to like a T-pose type of thing. To do that, you actually have to manually like reset all the rotations and everything. So what I do is I click A to select everything. I hold down Alt R, and that'll reset the rotations. And then I hit Alt G, and that resets the positions a little bit. So that kind of takes him back to the kind of his T pose. And then when I do that, when I press those buttons, because I have this auto keyframe on, it's going to automatically create these keyframes here. So I don't maybe want this at 2, so I can click G, I can move it around. So I'll just kind of reset this to the first frame, and then I'm using my scroll wheel. I use the scroll wheel a lot on my mouse. It doesn't show it on the screencast, so I'll try to point it out. But yeah, anytime I'm zooming in and out, that's what I'm doing. Um, so then probably for a dance pose, maybe how we would start is we would grab these. I would usually grab a bone like this. Uh, if you use this X symmetrize thing, it'll do both of them at the same time, which is kind of nice. Uh, and then from here, I usually press the R button, uh, and that goes this way. And then if I press RR, it rotates it a little bit differently. But yeah, once you start animating a lot, I mean R is good, but RR is also, I use it probably just as much as just normal R, because it kind of just rotates it around the pivot point a little bit. Uh, so yeah, let's just put them like that, uh, and then maybe we'll move them. And then kind of, I mean, from here, the point is kind of just moving a lot of stuff around a little bit to kind of whatever you want. So we'll do that. Maybe we'll move it around a little bit. And again, I'm not going to spend a ton of time with any a lot of animation advanced stuff with concepts. It's really kind of just getting the overall flow down. So let's see, he's moving a little bit. Uh, and maybe here, maybe we'll move these over. And we'll move this guy. Maybe we'll move him over here. Oop, maybe we'll take this off. Oops, do that. And then usually what I do is once I kind of get something going and I'm like, he just needs to return back to how he was, I usually go over in the screen, I hit A to select everything, uh, and then I select kind of the summary area. I just select this. I hit Shift D, which duplicates it, and then I kind of take it to the end of the animation. So say I want the animation to end there, which I mean this might be too long of an animation. Whatever, it's good enough. So this one's about 47, so I'll kind of just change the length. I usually make it one less, uh, 47, and then my last keyframe's at 48. That kind of prevents a little bit of a stutter, since this frame 48 is exactly the same as frame one. So yes, say we spent a long time uh, doing some animation stuff, and then from there we kind of just want to uh, export this out to Mesh2Motion. So to do that, the export phase, um, what we will do is we will uh, we will one thing before we do that is we'll change the name of the animation. So we changed the name of the file name here to dance, but the actual animation name that Mesh2Motion reads is actually up here. And in Blender, it's called an action. Uh, so we'll call this dance. So we'll hit save, uh, and then we'll just select everything here, and then we're going to actually export this out. So Mesh2Motion uses GLB, so if you don't have I don't remember if Blender comes with GLB default, but if it doesn't, you can access. I think you can add this in the preferences here with this GLTF 2.0 format. So in the add-ons, just make sure that's selected if you don't see the export option. So we'll export it out. And then the two main things we want to make sure, we'll do selected objects because there's actually some hidden stuff here that we don't want to export. And that actually has to do with some of these other boxes and shapes here. And then the other thing we want to export out is in the armature. We want to make sure this export deform bones only is selected. And that has to do with to make sure that we only use the final bones. We don't want these control little widget things because it's not actually part of the final skeleton. So using this export deform bones only makes sure that we only export out the bones that we need. So yeah, once those two are kind of done, you can just hit export button. Uh, thinks for a half a second and then it's done. I usually just give it a quick test, just double clicking it, just with some 3D viewer, make sure it looks okay. There's no weird extra stuff exported out with it, and yeah, it looks good enough. So let's try to test this out in the Mesh2Motion app just to see if it works okay, just to kind of verify it. So we'll go app.mesh2motion, and then we'll change this to the kaiju one. Then we'll do this. We'll copy this location just so we can navigate to it easier. So we'll import. Oh, I guess we're already there. Okay, then that. Open gives you a message. We imported, and looks like it kind of read it in that it said dance. So we hit close, and then now you see kind of a new entry for it with our new animation. So if we hit there, and then I know we don't have him doing a ton. It's kind of a pathetic dance, but looks like it's actually importing in all right. So which is pretty cool. So I mean, this import feature works on this, but it also works if you import your own model in here and you do the auto rigging. Uh, So it has different uses for this import thing, but it is good to have to kind of test out if you're making new animations, just to make sure stuff's gonna still work with it right. Um, so yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Kind of the main workflow for kind of making and then testing out animations with it.